This video presentation will explore research surrounding classroom behavioural management strategies. The topics which we will be discussing in this review synthesis include classroom behaviour management strategies, positive management strategies, and student engagement.
With regards to teaching strategies, the review of literature revealed effective strategies including the communication of clear expectations regarding rules, verbal and non-verbal communication, directly identifying misbehaviour, punishment, after-class discussions, referrals to professionals, building positive relationships, and ensuring engagement. Furthermore, current research focuses on differentiation of classroom management strategies for inclusive classrooms. Research concluded that positive behavioural management strategies for inclusive classrooms are more effective, such as the use of positive language, the use of teacher discretion for management misbehaviour, and a decrease in classroom punishments. With regards to teacher confidence in the employment of management strategies, research indicates that pre-service teachers rely on responsive strategies despite the greater effectiveness of preemptive measures. Research on pre-service and classroom teachers' perspectives of student behaviour suggests a need for professional development programs specialised in the area of behavioural management for classroom teachers. Teachers who are better prepared to 1. Address learning needs through lesson preparation and room arrangement, and 2. Confidently use reinforcers with students will evidently increase the engagement and desirable behaviours within their classroom. When it comes to the use of positive classroom management strategies, research indicates that the use of such techniques can enhance classroom environment, reduce misbehaviour, and assist in building positive relationships. These relationships require effort and groundwork from teachers, which in turn has been found to reduce students challenging rules and procedures, and also the need for successive disciplinary action. When students and teachers do not relate interpersonally, the likelihood of infractions and misbehaviours are higher due to the development of an us versus them type of relationship. Utilising common understanding and showing interest in students has been shown to benefit here, with connections on a personal level and being relatable having profound outcomes. Research has shown that misbehaviours tend to earn the most attention from teachers, increasing the occurrence of these behaviours.
Literature suggests that student engagement is dependent on cognitive, behavioural and emotional development. The review and research conducted was focused on behavioural engagement as a fundamental strategy for classroom management. Behavioural management research argues that teachers who provide more negative feedback than positive will inevitably decrease the participation and engagement of their lessons. This can also lead to behavioural issues and a deteriorated respect towards the teacher. Literature also concludes that reward systems increase student engagement and maintain desirable classroom behaviours, as the relationship between student and teacher is perceived as more positive.
Our research has revealed a number of themes which branch from behavioural classroom management. The topics which will be discussed in this result synthesis are effective strategies for classroom management, building positive relationships, and management in relation to classroom engagement. The research was collected through interviews and surveys of in-service and pre-service teacher perspectives on behaviour management in the classroom. This was analysed alongside behavioural engagement levels of students in a controlled group observation.
Our data collection has revealed the following information on classroom management strategies aimed at increasing desirable student behaviour. Interviews with in-service teachers indicated that the most commonly utilised behavioural classroom management strategies for teachers revolved around 4 key areas: relationships, organisational, verbal communication, and non-verbal communication. These key areas will now be discussed in relation to relevant data collected using our various data collection methods.
Results taken from surveys and interviews highlighted the importance of building positive relationships with students. Teacher interviews identified having follow-up discussions with students rather than in-class discussions, the use of tone when addressing students, and a sense of mutual respect to be key aspects of this strategy. Survey data analysed discovered a number of teacher characteristics necessary for positive teacher-student relationships. Figure 4 illustrates that students identify relatedness, respect, leading by example, consideration and being approachable to be the most valued by students. One crucial finding from the survey data highlighted that acknowledgement of good behaviour rather than solely giving attention for misbehaviour can lead to increased positive behaviours from students. Furthermore, disciplinary action is not seen as the most beneficial way to deal with misbehaviour, with Figure 5 showing only 27.3% agree it was effective most of the time. This is reiterated by interview findings which showed that 100% of teacher participants viewed positive behavioural management techniques, while often more time-consuming, as having increased effectiveness. Furthermore, data illustrated in Figure 6 shows 54.5% of students said they were more likely to behave positively in class when good behaviour and effort was acknowledged.
Organisation is a broad topic which covers the preparation teachers undertake before a lesson is delivered and structures already in place which help to support classroom behaviour. Interview and survey data revealed that effective organisation strategies involve the layout of the classroom, the use of seating plans, clear expectations and differentiation, both for students with learning, behavioural or social difficulties, and between junior and senior years to help build relationships. Survey results revealed that whole school approaches to behaviour management were highly valued and allowed for consistency between classes, with Figure 7 showing 60% of teachers agreeing with its efficiency and success. This is in contrast to interview results, which indicate that while teachers see the importance of school policy for behavioural management, they view it as being an assistive backup strategy.
Communication was identified as a key strategy for student behaviour, and it is not hard to see why. Our data revealed that non-verbal communication strategies were highly used by interview participants, with waiting, gesturing, and presence around the room being the most commonly used strategies. In contrast, verbal communication strategies included reminding students to stay on task and ensuring that students are explicitly aware of the expectations of the classroom. Survey results illustrated in Figure 8 indicated that 90% of teachers utilise verbal redirection for disengaged students and 70% use verbal praise. Finally, an important aspect of communication is the importance of positive communication. Results showed that positive reinforcement programs and utilisation of praise over punishment were effective behavioural management strategies. Figure 9 illustrates that use of a standardised positive reinforcement strategy revealed an 85% decrease in students moving around the room unnecessarily and an 88% decrease in students disrupting the flow of the lesson. These results indicate that respect and acknowledgement of teacher instruction increased alongside the use of positive reinforcement.
Professional preparation and development in the area of behaviour management involves teachers receiving and participating in adequate training, preparation, and ongoing development and support. Figure 10 results revealed that despite the importance of professional development, 90% of survey participants felt that professional preparation programs were poor and provided minimal training for behavioural management. Similarly, Figure 11 results showed 60% of survey participants felt they had not received adequate professional development opportunities for learning new knowledge and skills for classroom behaviour management. Managing classroom activities, behaviours and student participation are a concern for many graduate teachers. Additionally, with the individual differences and needs of each student in a school context, teachers need to be able to manage and promote positive student behaviour, as well as support each student's development for the future. Most notably, there is an increase in disruptive and challenging behaviours among students. In addition to this, these students are also often on behavioural cards and receiving afternoon detentions. As a consequence, students are displaying off-task behaviour in class and are also demonstrating a lack of participation in most classroom activities throughout the school. A problem also identified is a lack of teacher knowledge and confidence when managing these students with behavioural issues, as teachers often resort to using disciplinary interventions and approaches in the classroom.
The literature and data revealed an emphasis on maintaining a positive classroom atmosphere in order to maintain desirable student behaviour. For this reason, the action research proposed looks at how positive recognition of behaviour affects student participation in our future classrooms. By answering this research question and increasing our use of and confidence in positive recognition of student behaviour, we will improve relationships between students and teachers, improve graduate teacher practices and mental well-being, and improve student outcomes.
Our intervention would involve using positive behavioural interventions such as positive recognition and positive teaching techniques to reduce challenging and disruptive behaviours. Positive recognition strategies include an increase of in-class verbal praise, displaying of student work, acknowledgement of achievement in the school newsletter, and instant reward systems. Student participation will be measured by number of students engaged in on-task behaviour and the number of students raising hands to answer teacher questions.
The following questions were the most valuable when considering ethical considerations for this research. What might the social and ethical implications of the respondents' engagement be with you and the study? How can you best protect and safeguard their well-being and interests? And what are ethical and safe ways to involve children in research? Informed consent will involve the handing out of information sheets which will articulate the research benefits. Consent forms will also be handed out for parental consent and other research participants. Confidentiality is ensured through the de-identification of both participants and the location of the action research, which includes the school and its local community. With the inclusion of student participation in the research and their contribution to any results, students are taking part in future decision-making processes that directly affect themselves and their cohort.
The collection of data would involve a mixed method approach. This allows for an in-depth analysis of the research question. We would therefore analyse both quantitative and qualitative data. Quantitative data would be gathered by conducting observation of student behaviour in class in relation to teacher implementation of positive recognition of student work and behaviour. Qualitative data would be gathered by conducting a survey of students to determine their perceptions of teacher implementation of the intervention of positive recognition. Teachers would also be interviewed to determine teacher perceptions and discuss reasoning behind specific interventions witnessed during observations. This will then provide us with further information regarding the why of teacher practice.
Quantitative analysis of data will involve the statistical analysis of the number of students participating in classroom activities. Data will be collected from a variety of activities in class and participating percentages will be determined. Qualitative analysis of data will involve both statistical analysis and coding. Statistical analysis of survey responses will be examined to determine student views and opinions. In contrast, coding will be used to examine teacher views and opinions through an interview process. The coding process will identify qualities and themes of the interview that are common or repeated. Categories based on these themes will then be created and analysed in relation to the other quantitative and qualitative data collected.
This action research proposal will unearth various benefits to the teaching profession and to the participants and schools involved. This proposed plan of action will provide teachers the opportunity to examine any preconceived notions about teaching and learning. The implementation of this intervention will allow teachers to engage in a review of their practice. This is based on the new insights about teaching and learning that are exposed throughout this study. This study will also contribute to the development of teacher skills and confidence in this area of education. Furthermore, the action research proposal will enhance student development, achievement, self-confidence, and educational outcomes through positive communication with their teacher. In conclusion, a combination of literature reviews and data analysis have demonstrated that classroom management in response to student behaviour is an important aspect of teaching. In particular, results have highlighted strategies used by teachers, the importance of positive teacher-student relationships, the necessity for professional preparation and development, and the key strategy of positive reinforcement. In response to the research conducted, future research would involve further investigation of recognition of positive behaviours in the classroom. This can be achieved through the implementation of our action research plan.